London, near London City Airport, which is this grim area out in the docklands, and there's like this big empty waste ground that we could shoot on. And we had all day to shoot this stuff in the car. And I was like, right, today, finally, so we're going to do it. We have this guy coming in and we're going to have all this stuff we mounted on the car so that we could do all these cool shots. And we're going to get this, we've got a stunt driver in this cool car, and we're going to drive up and down this thing. And I was like, I'm going to shoot the hell out of this for once. So just like going, I've got like 20 shots as I want to shoot it, and then they're like, okay, we're running out of time, can you do it in 10? I go, yeah, I can do it in 10. And then they're going, okay, it's raining and we're running out of time, so can you do it in 5? I go, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, actually, raining and running out of time, I haven't got enough film slots, so can you do it in 2? And he's like, oh. And he's like, okay, we've got one shot, let's move on, you know. But what was that day? I was like, oh, we're going to shoot as much as we possibly can. And then the car came out and did this vroom thing. I'd go past at like 85 miles an hour or something down this stretch. And I thought, wow, that's awesome, that's great, let's do another one. And as we're doing it, we hear this like, ka-dunk, and the back wheel had gone over the manhole cover and just buckled the whole wheel. And it just went into car, and everyone's like, oh gosh. And then he drove the car and went, yeah, the wheel's totally knackered. You're like, okay, can we put a new one on? I was like, no, because this is like some random American car that you can't, you know, this is the wheel. Oh, you're saying, you know, the tyre was gone with it, but the whole wheel was buckled in itself. So then we had to get another car. So we had to wait half a day for this other car to be driven down from like the Midlands somewhere. And then, you know, again, it's like, right, we've got to shoot, got to shoot, got to shoot. That was pretty parallel. That's the day where I thought, oh, this is going to be fine. I kept saying this day will be easy. I kept saying it. I kept saying it to the folks, I kept saying it to the AD, this day will be easy. We've got over the worst of it now. This day will be so much fun, and it never was. It was always like that. And then there were these little bits where, you know the bit when I'm on the computer, and they're both talking to each other, and Ronnie is going, wash your hands before you touch it, and all that sort of stuff. Well, it was the end of one day shooting, and I said, I want to get the shot. I know it worked. We need to get the shot. Then like, the computer will be great. And the DP said, oh no, I can't light. I haven't got enough time. And I said, fine. This is what we're going to do. We're going to put a light here, and we're going to put a light here. And if it doesn't come out, it'll be fine. And if it looks rubbish, oh well, we haven't explained it to us. We're just going to do it. And we're going to shoot it. And everyone's like, oh, okay. So we had to do it before we went outside to shoot some lights and stuff. So if you look, actually, the light's like going down in the window outside. We had one take. We just went, right, sat the camera down, and I went, right. Improvise. You're going to talk about the computer, and then I just spoke to them and told them what to do while they're doing it. And then I looked at it afterwards, and I love that shot. I think it looks really, really good. The light was really simple, really like bold, and then the way they were improvising was just really real and funny, and like, you know, so one of those little bits. It's like, oh, it's brilliant. So every so often there'll be those moments, and I'll be improvising with the work, or like the scene in the mirror when he's looking in the mirror. Yeah, it's like, you know, when I go to the movie. But it was so important that scene be good, and like, it was so important. And so, you know, it's very hard to dig your heels in. And we had this location, and they said, basically they were going to open the doors to the public, so it's not like we could stay there a bit longer and pay them more money. It was like, we open the doors to the public, you have to get out. And we had it all during the day. And I was like, we have to get this shot, we have to get it. And so we sort of like dug in, and while in between like doing takes, people would be moving lights and moving stuff outside. And as soon as we went to take everyone out, the freeze, stand there holding the lamp. And then, you know, and luckily Rob and I talked like an awful lot about that scene, how we were going to make it work and how it should be and everything. And it was just one of those moments of shooting, and I thought, phew, I think we've got it, you know. And it was like so important, I had to just like dig my heels in and get that shot. And that's again was one where just like the magic was just there at that moment, you know.
But for the last one, you would hope your hand up alive.
In what way? Well, probably for him, it was just, you know, it was probably quite a different experience as well, because we cast, well, I cast the guy who played Nicky and the guy who played Ronnie, because they're friends of mine and they acted in lots of films before, so I knew they could do it in what they do. And then, originally, at one point, very early on, I was going to get Nicky to play the main character of Arthur, and then quite quickly as you were writing, you realised, no, this is like its own character, and it's based on people I'd known at school and other friends along the way, and you know, all sorts of people I knew, like an amalgam in this one character. And so we needed to find someone who could do that, and so for about a year, over a year, we did endless casting sessions, hundreds and hundreds of people coming in. But one of the problems in England that tends to happen is people get taught to act in like theatre schools. So that the way they act is like they learn to act instead of learning to work on camera or whatever. Whereas like Nicky and Ronnie never learned to act, they just got to the Irving school where I just like kept filming them and saying, no, do it like this, you know. And so they, so eventually we found Rob. The reason it worked is because he just threw it up when he turned up and he forgot his lines, and he just sort of started, he just got like nervous giggles and started laughing at himself. He was so certain he hadn't got the job. He was just really shocked, he said, when he got it, because, you know, and he'd sort of tell him, oh yeah, I fucked it up. I can't remember that, I've got it wrong. And also, everyone else who turns to the audition, you say, what do you think of the script? And they say, oh, we love it so much, we love it so much. And you think, well, yeah, and, like, you're auditioning for the part, so you're going to come and tell me you think it's rubbish. So after a while, you know, the cast member says, what do you think of it? And I sit there and I'm like, yeah, whatever, like, let's move on. Whereas to Rob, oh, I really like this, it's really funny, but why is this in there? And I don't get this. And I was like, oh, it's an honest reaction to it, you know. And he didn't know how to get the airs and graces right. And like, if we did it with an audition, or we did a callback, we got him in and he was working with this actress. And he was doing stuff, and everyone was like, oh no, that's really inappropriate, Rob, don't say that. And then he just sort of got the giggles again. And we got the giggles, and we all realised that's like what the character needs to be. It had to have that level of like naivety. So for Rob, I was getting him in, and I was like pushing him much harder than he'd been worked with, like, you know, say on Harry Potter, because in Harry Potter all he had to do was stand around and look good. Not very good, and like, you know, really like go inside a little bit and see what it's like to feel like this and feel miserable and see what it's like to feel really awkward and get yourself in that awkward situation where, and so like what I was doing was getting him to get elements of himself out. So working with Rob was really good because he just went, yeah, fine, and embraced that totally and went with it. And because he knew the character, he knew what those things like, he could bring his own things to the character, and then we just play with it and we just improvise around it. And, you know, I mean, he didn't improvise as much as the other guys. And the guy that improvised the most would be Nicky, because he just couldn't repeat a line after. It would never be as funny again. So if he did something good, I'd never say try and do that again and we'll take a go. Alex, completely scrap that and start again. And just like completely take it out the best funny bits. Whereas Rob was much better at following the lines and interpreting stuff, and then Ronnie was good at just like learning it, and the more he did it, the better he got. To get enough balance to get through. So working with Rob was good. That was really good fun, and like, it was just funny. Like when you see the making of thing, you realise how much fun we all had when we were like actually shooting. All the stuff around it was hell, but when you're like there on set and they're saying the lines, it's working. You've got hysterics and stuff. It's great.
County Cheese Company outside. 3 cheese.